Axis power wanders across the Pacific. Mankind is being threatened by these despicable villains. The only hope for freedom and democracy is...
I wonder how many people knew that. Well, that song is from the 1975 movie of the week / pilot Wonder Woman starring Linda Carter, but that came out a year later from the movie of the week starring Kathy Lee Crosby, Wonder Woman, which wasn't taken well because she didn't look like Wonder Woman from the comic books. She was a woman with a jumpsuit. Even though she came from Paradise Island, she was simply not Wonder Woman. Plus, she was depowered in the movie of the week version starring her. Although the actress, very, very attractive, very calm, cool, collected, very self-assured, which was cool. She came off more like a secret agent, and that was because in the early 70s, DC Comics decided to take one of their famous female heroes and depowered her during the I Ching era of, I hope I said that right, of Wonder Woman. And Gloria Steinem made a stink about that, which I applaud her for doing that because, yeah, she was the only really strong female character that could rival Superman and Shazam. And to depower her was kind of, I don't know, I guess silly. It didn't make any sense. It's a comic book. But yeah, I don't think the character of depowered Diana in the comic books lasted long after Gloria Steinem made that stink and wrote an article in this magazine that they gave her powers back. And thankfully. But, quick story. I'm going to try to make it really quick. In 1976-77, I was going to school in the Bronx, PS 75, and I had a teacher named Miss Stern, and the name was appropriate for her. She was very stern, but not mean. You didn't mess with her. But anyway, I used to push the chairs back at the end of the day, and that's it, and then go back home. But one day, I saw her putting stuff in the closet, and I saw a bunch of books. And my eyes caught that it was a bunch of Wonder Woman comic books. Actually, more like trade paperbacks, because it wasn't comic books like this. It was those thick trade paperback type books. So I waited one day for me to be the only one in the classroom. I think it was we were leaving for home. I opened up the closet and took the book out because I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. And it was at the height of the Wonder Woman series being such a hit on TV with Linda Carter. Go back home. I put the comic book in my book bag, got on the bus, went back home. Did my homework. That's something my mom never had trouble yelling at me for, or like taking showers, brushing my teeth. I never gave her any guff when it came to that. My other brothers did, but not me. I took orders pretty well. But anyway, I finished my homework, did all that, and I was excited to read the comic book. So my mom came, used to come in at night in the bedroom to make sure that we had brushed our teeth, did our homework before she went to bed. Well, we went to bed first. And she's, asking, did you do homework? How was school? And then she's looking at the book. She's like, what's this? So I'm like, Wonder Woman? Who gave it to you? No one. She goes, where did you get it from? I was like, from school. The teacher gave it to you? No. And when I saw her face, I already knew that she knew that I took it without permission. She grabbed me by the collar of my shirt and she told me, you stole this from school? And I looked at her, of course I started crying. She went, oh my God. My mom was working as a school crossing guard in the 70s, and school crossing guards work for the police department. She was like, how dare you take something without permission? You're an embarrassment, for one. Two, lying and stealing is horrible. You can never make friends doing that. And she goes, what is wrong with you? So, of course, I just started crying. And she was like, you know that when a kid does something bad, they never blame the father. We get the blame for it, the mothers. She goes, tomorrow we're going back to school. She took the book away from me. And before she left, she goes, the only reason why I didn't beat your butt is because you told me the truth. That's what saved you from a beating. But the next day, she was also mad because she had to miss an hour work. But the school bus driver did her the favor because she was in uniform. She got on the school bus with me. Of course, dropped us off at school. And when I went to the classroom, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. I was crying in the classroom. Yeah, I was like 6 or 7. And Miss Stern was like, I'm so disappointed in you for taking something without permission. And, my mom and, of course, my Miss Stern, were talking in front of the class. I was just mortified. And she looked at me and she was like, well, I know your mom's going to punish you because she came all this way to bring the book back, but you're also going to get punished here. So, for the rest of the week, I think it was, a week or a little more over a week, because I had to finish the rest of the week and then started the following week. I had to clean the blackboard, put the chalks away, make sure the chairs were back in its proper place before I actually got on the school bus. But the reward was that she gave me the book after I was done those chores for whatever days. To me, it seemed like forever. And she told me, if you want something, you have to work for it. Or ask, you don't take without permission. So that's a lesson that I'll never forget. When I see this version of Wonder Woman, I always have that memory stuck in my head, which is why I have a problem with people lying or spinning a truth to fit their narrative or agenda. And it's been like that for many, many years because of my mom. May she rest in peace. Sorry for that long-winded intro, I guess. But this is the Tom Mcfarlane's DC Direct Page Puncher 7-inch scaled first appearance Wonder Woman figure. And as you can tell, that lasso does not belong to her. For some reason, if it's not my phone ringing, it's Jesus. It's because I show you that time is very short. Excuse me. The prices of these figures, they seem to be going up, and we're getting less. So I'm gonna tell you what we got. The only saving grace is you get a comic book along with the figure. 2 extra pair of hands, which I'm going to show you. Hold on a second. That comic book is going to fall. Hold on a second. Let me show you the hands first. I don't want to drop the camera. You got these 2 extra pairs, which I don't even know why he gave her holding hands, because he didn't even give her a lasso. Along with that, of course, we get the card, which is nice. I'm not sure if you can see if it's still blurry. Here we go. And of course, you get the comic. I don't want to open it up because I want to wait. Let me do it. Based off the first issue, which is awesome. And she was pretty big, tall, in the comic books. Fun fact, she never actually wore a skirt in the comic books, she wore a, they call it a skirt back then. I think my mom had one of those, just to be around the house. And it's basically wide pant shorts, kind of longish. But if your legs are together, it makes it look like a skirt when it's not a skirt. They're basically huge shorts. And that's what she wore in the comic books. She didn't wear a skirt. And this lasso is the Wonder Woman Collector's Edition that I had extra because I bought a custom lasso for that Wonder Woman off of eBay. Oh, and she also comes with her stand. Oh, that slid off. All right. But the face isn't bad. I mean, he tried to capture that first appearance look of Wonder Woman. I don't really move the figure much because I think everyone knows by now the articulation of these Mcfarlane figures. I love the fact that she is wearing heels and she does not have a problem standing. That's one thing I gotta give credit to Mcfarlane. Yeah. She doesn't have a problem standing. I like the eagle emblem. I've always preferred that over I call it the upside down McDonald's sign because back in 1981, 82, if I remember, I wish I could find that picture of me when I was young, holding a Wonder Woman comic book in hand. My mom took a picture of me reading. She was riding a dragon. She had her lasso. I'm going to see if I can find that, not the photo itself, but the comic book cover so I can post it on, on the channel. But I was reading the comic book and you can see the cover. And that was the cover. They changed the eagle emblem to the Wonder Woman insignia because they could not trademark the eagle. And I think the trademarking thing became a thing back in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember it took me a while for me to get used to that, her new symbol, because I always thought of McDonald's. I was like, oh, I need McDonald's. So it always looked like an upside down McDonald's sign to me when I was growing up. Yeah, I don't think I have any issues with the paint apps. I don't think. Oh, one thing that I do appreciate, in a way I appreciate it, and you have to be careful. The bracelets are a separate piece. It's not painted on. So that's a plus. That's something I did not think he was going to. I'm shocked that he did that. So if you're planning on putting the different hands, like swap them out, be careful with this. Make sure that the bracelet is like far in. Because if you lose them, that's not a good. And that's why I'm not swapping the hands out. The hands that she came with, I'm leaving them on because I'm a klutz. I'm going to wind up losing one of the bracelets and it's not going to look good. But yeah, I think he did a nice job on the face. I mean, it's not my favorite. I love the collector's edition Wonder Woman face sculpt. I'm hoping for that Godzilla versus Wonder Woman box set soon. I'm hoping it looks as good as the solicits that I've seen or that we've seen. But anyway, here's hoping. But oh man, Todd, for the 28, like I said, what's saving the $28 plus tax asking fee, because comic books now are like $5 an issue. So I don't mind, like I'm not gonna have major gripes over it. But the prices are, yikes. It's gonna get to the point that there's no backing him up on the price. And I think it's just happening all across the board. It's not just Mcfarlane, it's happening everywhere. And collecting is going to be an issue, and in the very near future. And I have a feeling that the Mattel, once they get the licensing back from Mcfarlane, the cheapest will be like $35 a figure, and then more for whatever version they're gonna give us, because they're gonna probably follow suit which I hope they don't, since they're a mass market. I don't mind. I like the new DC symbol thing, and of course that goes to stand. I hate the packaging on this. For the love of God, Todd. I hate this. I always wind up either cutting myself opening this up. It's a pain in the ass. I'm not sure why he just leave everything in the same packaging, and he can just label it different like he normally does. But the packaging sucks. It's terrible. And the wires. That's one. I'm telling you, Marvel Legends. I love those bastards. Yeah, I'm a cheerleader for them. Been collecting from them for decades. I love them. Oh, speaking before I forget, I cannot believe Hasbro were the ones that gave us the Charlie's Angels 8-inch figures when the series was first on. I forgot. They were a Hasbro creation or production. I was like, what? I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Hasbro made Charlie's Angels action figures. Well, I'm gonna call them action figures, but they were like 8 inches. They were like sort of like Mego, but Hasbro. But yeah, maybe one day I'll pick those up. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little comparison with the collector's edition Wonder Woman. I think they use a lot of the same body parts, which I don't mind, because I grew up collecting Masters of the Universe. My brother was collecting G.I. Joe, and they all shared the same body parts, except they painted the figures differently and different head sculpts. So I really don't mind it. I know one of my friends was saying, oh, but that was back in the day, now that they've gotten better at making figures. I'm like, that's true, but they do suffer scaling issues because of it. Like, you're going to have a Nightwing taller than a Batman. Like, the Nightfall Batman is a little bit shorter than the Nightfall Robin, and doesn't look good. So I don't mind if they use the same body parts. As long as they look like the character, I'm fine with it. Unless they're charging an arm and a leg, then yeah, they got to be better with their rulers. I love this figure. I love the fact that there's more yellow, so she pops more than this. I'm going to send this figure to a friend of mine who's good at painting, and I'm going to have him paint the golden parts yellow. Because I think yellow pops better than gold. And I'm going to put her away. I'm going to bring... Oh, I hear somebody's doggy. All right. Oh, she's a little tall then. I don't mind her being a little tall than Superman. She is an Amazon. She's got the power of the gods, so I don't mind it. Well, back then she didn't have the powers of the gods. She was using mental powers, I think, to get her muscles to do wondrous things. Yeah, these look like they fit. Nightfall Batman would have been way shorter. I love this Batman. Let's see, can he stand? He's had a little bit of trouble standing. I'm gonna wind up knocking everything, so I'm gonna hold him. They look pretty good. I didn't have the first appearing Superman or Batman, and I'm fine with that. But they look good together. I'm just a little upset that I can't get a Steve Trevor because it's a red platinum. So I'm gonna have to use Sergeant Rock. He's cool. Oh, Mcfarlane. He could have just made it part of the wave. Well, like, he did. It's just extra rare to get. And I'm pretty sure his figure's going to go up in price because there's not too many Steve Trevor action figures around. I'm going to see if I can buy a few, like a weapons pack for Sergeant Rock. He needs it. He's part of the military. What else? And here, Batman Don't Fall. And of course, here is Shazam. They actually look great together. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a little taller than the Silver Age. I'm not calling him Silver Age. Bronze Age. She's Silver Age. The Year 2 Batman, Bronze Age. I actually want a Bronze Age Wonder Woman by George Perez. I was bringing out Batman. I actually wanted Superman. Yeah, even Shazam is a little taller. By a smidge. I don't mind it. Ah! They all took a tumble. Here's the funny part. I showed off recently the first appearance of Nightwing, and that's the first appearance Wonder Woman. And I think I showed you a little booklet, but notice first appearance. You have Shazam here and Wonder Woman from DC Direct. I think this was a second wave, is it? No, these are Series 1. I think he appeared in Series 2 or 3. I wasn't sure how many waves they did. But that's one thing I did like about DC Direct. If they had like a subline, they would all, like first appearance, they would all be in that subline. That Nightwing, that we like to call Disco Nightwing, he was part of the first appearance. But Tom McFarlane's first appearance is part of the Digital Wave, and it doesn't make sense. Like, why? But anyway, I went on long enough, guys, to Eric, the Silent Collector, Ventra, Sayer. You guys are amazing. If you stood this long watching the entire video, guys, you're strong. Because I know I can go on and on. I don't shut up. But hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are doing well. And whoever comments on the video, thank you so much. I know you don't have to, but and when you do, especially for a video like mine, it's sweet because there's so many better videos out there, YouTubers out there like Eric, Ecto Eric, and the Silent Collector. Their videos are amazing. Like, oh my god. That one time I had both of them, because I can't remember which one, for the Frankenstein for Eric, I had it on a loop for a little bit, and for the Silent Collector, he was showing off, and I had that video on a loop that I got yelled at because I kept repeating. Oh well. But anyway, I hope you guys are safe. I watched the movie Superman yesterday. I bought it on Amazon. It wasn't a bad movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully the second movie is a little bit better. Not that it was bad. The one that I watched yesterday with David Cornsweet. I think David Cornsweet played the part really good. He's very charismatic. Approachable. So that's one thing I did notice a major difference. And when you're playing characters like Wonder Woman and Superman, you gotta be approachable. And I agree, huggable. He's the type of guy you can go up to and give a hug and not worry about them getting mad or punching our lights out. But if you get a chance, watch it. I'll rent it. Don't buy it, just rent it to see. And if you like it, I guess you can buy it later. But it was a cute movie. I enjoyed it. But anyway, my peoples, I'm gonna shut up now. Please be safe. Spend time with your loved ones. They're important. Life is short. You guys are the best. Peace.